This is the conclusion. This is the matter of all things, says the king. This is the duty of all mankind. Stay tuned for what he has to say. Hi, my name is David Yave from 3 Nail Studios. Man, this journey has been great for me in my personal life. I hope it's been great for you. Again, I challenge you to go dig deeper in this book. These are only snippets and glimpses of what this book has to share. As we get ready to wrap up this journey, we'll finish off with chapter 11 and chapter 12. Chapter 11, the king says, invest in many ventures. Enjoy many things out there. I stopped to think what I've done in my life so far. It is better to do many things, the king says. Sometimes many of us feel like we have to find that one thing and that is it. And one thing and that is it. Yet that is so heavy to say that all this life is for that one thing. What the king is trying to tell you, the writer is trying to show, even him as a king, he had everything. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a king? Yet he is saying, invest in many things out there. I can't imagine when you get to a position of power and you say, man, I wish I didn't have this so I can do so much more. He's getting ready to finish off. I don't know at what part of his life he was in. Was he a young king? Was he an experienced king? Was he an old king ready to die? And he's just reminiscing. The beginning of the book feels like he's so down, but right now he's getting to a point like it's almost like he's about to finish his life. He says, light is sweet and please the eyes to see the sun. Verse 8, however many years anyone may live, let them enjoy them all, but let them remember that the days of darkness, for there will be many. Everything to come is meaningless, like smoke. Think about it. If you were to draw a line and put your life in that line that is eternity, how big would your life be of 100 years, even if you even make it to 100 years? That is a small dot, so small that you can't even see it in the line of time. Your life is so short compared to the many days of darkness that will come. Man, that is so hard to hear. But what he's saying, remember when you're alive, because that is the only time you have to do anything. There is nothing you can do once you die. Everything you can possibly do is now. Everything you can possibly bring to this world is now. There is no other time that you can do it. There is no other time that you can get back. By the time you listen to these videos and you finish the video series, the time that you spent watching them, you cannot get it back. Every second is one less second you have. That's what he's trying to get you to think. Verse 10, he finishes off this chapter. So then vanish anxiety from your heart and cast off troubles of your body, for youth and vigor are meaningless. I find myself around my work environment. Man, time has gone. Now there's so many younger people. And I look at them and I'm like, I remember when I was there. But yet others might look at me and say, I remember when I was there. Many of us live in those moments. And the king is saying, hey, stop. This is the time you have right now. Chapter 12, there's a shift. And he's finishing it off. It's like he's going to set his stamp of approval in everything. He starts off this chapter very different to close off. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth. Now, the days of your youth, we like to relate it when we're young. But think about it. If I'm 34 right now, and then I will be 40, my days of my youth are when? Now. When I'm 40, and then I become 50, the days of my youth are when? When I'm 40. So days of youth are now, the present. Remember your Creator now, before the days of troubles come and the years approach when you will say, I find no pleasure in them. Have you ever met people that are older and they say, man, I'm hurting. I can't do this. I can't do that. I wish I could go back in time. I wish I could go back when I could do this and I could do that. I find no pleasure in my life now. That's tough. So what? You only live until your body can do something and that's it? And now your mind says, I wish my body could do this. The king is saying, think about your life right now. There are times that are coming that are going to be hard. If you think your life is hard right now, You will have less time in 10 years and your life will be harder because you have less time now. Remember your Creator, he says. And the dust returns to the ground it came from, and the spirit returns to God who gave it. Meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher. Everything is meaningless. The book has moments where it says that only the living know what is going on. The dead know nothing. The dead know no pain. The dead know no happiness. The dead know no joy in anything that is out there. Only the living can experience this. The dead go to the ground and they cease to exist in time. Their memory is gone. Their thoughts cannot continue. There is nothing that the dead can do, only the living. If you have questions about that, please comment down below, because that is another study. But what the king is saying, only the living can change things. The dead cannot do anything anymore. I cannot do anything for them. I can only do something for myself. And then he wraps it up and finishes off this book. The words of the wise are like goads. They're collected sayings like firmly embedded nails, given by one shepherd. Be warned, my son, anything in addition to them. Don't add anything else, says the king. Don't add anything else, because the wise have added everything. Of making many books, there is no end, and much study worries the body. Have you find yourself just reading and searching, only to bring more stress in your life? Because you're trying to find out what is the meaning of life. What if I get this job? What if I get this job? What if I get this job? Then I'll be happy. Then yet it only carries more burden because the happiness is not there. You find yourself working on the job that you always wanted, yet you're more sad and more burdened by it. So you're like, maybe if I do this, maybe if I date this person or this person, yet it only brings more burdens. What if I marry this person? Or life is only a burden the more you add. That's what the king is saying. So then he wraps it up and finishes off with one of the most powerful statements in the Bible. He says, now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Here is the point of life. Are you ready? Yes, this book tells you what the point of life is. Fear God in a form of respect. Listen to your Creator. Keep His commandments, His instructions, for this is the duty of all mankind. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden, whether it is good or evil. Man, you never thought that was there, right? Only God, the Creator, knows everything that there is to know. Respect Him, follow His instructions, and your life will be a blessing to yourself and others. That is the conclusion of all. Everything will be brought into order. Man, what a journey we just took. I leave you with this. If you find yourself trying to figure out what is the point of life, what is the point of what I'm doing, continue to watch this channel. We will bring many more studies, many more interviews, many more things that we will bring to you. Take this journey with us in what we're doing. Like, subscribe, put comments down below so we can see what you guys want to hear. Again, I invite you to keep watching. This is David Niave from 3 Nail Studios.